What is up, awesome people of the internet? Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Happy Friday, everybody. Or not Friday. This is Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Today has been a lot of women's basketball so far. And I want to talk about a game that just ended, y'all. The LSU versus Ole Miss game. Now, this was a game that I was expecting for LSU to just sort of comfortably get the dub. But y'all, I do want to give some heavy props to Ole Miss and Coach Yo for really showing up and playing a really good game plan. What is up? And Andil says LSU looked really good. What up, Michael? What up? Proud of the team. Their defense is coming together. Jan says that was a great game. It was. It was a really good game. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this game is because I actually was not expecting to do a live at all for this game. But the way that Ole Miss came out the gate and was specifically playing on defense, I was like, whoa. Ole Miss came with a really good game plan, and it was really good to see. So, you know that saying, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. When it came to defense, Ole Miss was ready for LSU. And it was to the point where for a second, I really thought that LSU was gonna lose this game, just because of the way that Ole Miss was just hitting them from the defensive end. When we saw the first quarter and we saw how Ole Miss was defensively just messing it up for LSU. They were forcing lots of turnovers for LSU. LSU had several turnovers in this game. I think they had 18 turnovers to finish out this game, 19 turnovers. And that was because of the way that Ole Miss was playing. Now, Ole Miss didn't necessarily capitalize on those turnovers as much as they probably could have, but the idea that you could basically just press the guards and get some really good turnovers against LSU, like, Ole Miss showed that you can do that. And when it came to the third quarter, again, Ole Miss, they decided to run a full court press against LSU, and it was like LSU didn't really know what to do, and I was like, wow, like, Ole Miss has some defensive schemes, and it took several tries for LSU to end up breaking that full court press. And if you're any other school in the SEC, you looked at this game and you were like, bet, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing against LSU. That's what I'm doing, because Haley Van Lith, she still don't have it yet in terms of the point guard position. You can't, like, she still doesn't have it. Like she was slow in making decisions that led to turnovers. Overall, LSU had some pretty rough entry passes into the post. And that's not going to work against other teams. Like, yes, LSU was able to squeeze past. They were able to squeeze past Ole Miss, but y'all, if y'all an LSU fan, let me know what y'all think about this game in the chat. Yes, y'all team did end up with the win, but there was a lot of concerning stuff that I saw on LSU side, and a lot of really good stuff that I saw for Ole Miss. Like, yes, Ole Miss offensively, they still got a lot of work to do. A lot of work that they need to do offensively. But defensively, Coach Yo knows how to scheme. You know, she knows how to put together a scheme that's going to get her team in the best possible position. Even though Ole Miss ended up with the loss in this game, 84-73, I would say this is a huge win for Ole Miss and the way that they played. And they were just really showed that they can hang. They're not ranked right now, but they can hang. They can hang with the best of them. So huge shout out to Ole Miss. I just wanted to start off the stream just highlighting Ole Miss and the way that they were playing. Huge shout out to Marquisha Davis. She was, I think this is probably the best game I've ever seen her play. She had 24 points in this game, 6 rebounds. All in all, she played well. All in all, I thought she played really well today. From the field, she was pretty efficient. She was just really good. Unfortunately, she didn't have as much help in today's game, but Marquisha Davis, phenomenal player. All right, y'all. That was me giving my flowers towards Ole Miss. Now to move on to LSU. So y'all, let's see what y'all got to say in the chat about LSU. Handel says we will find a good point guard in the portal. No worries. Yeah, from the point guard spot, LSU, they were very suspect. Like, it was to the point where I thought overall, I thought Haley Van Lith had an okay game. When I think it makes more sense going forward that they decide to maybe call it quits on the point guard experiment, because when it comes to just shooting buckets, Haley Van Lith can still do that. Like, she can still shoot. And overall, she had a decent shooting game. She made some big 3-pointers at times. And she can still shoot. But her decision making is still very suspect. Still very, very suspect. And it wasn't like last Tarapoa was that much better. But she did take care of the ball more than Haley Van Lith did. So I would say that was a huge thing. Ty says Poa over Van Lith is great. Just need to make smarter passes. Yeah, I think yeah, Marie. Yeah, we know that that LSU won. Like, I think that Haley Van Lith just needs to accept the fact that she just doesn't have it as a point guard. Like, I was really holding out judgment for a while. Like, there's been a lot of games for Haley Van Lith so far this season as a point guard, and I was just like, you know what? Give her some more time. She's gonna get it together. All that stuff, but I think it is what it is. Acknowledge the fact that she's not going to transform into a very efficient point guard, and just move on with her being your shooting guard. Like, I don't know, because the post entry passes were very bad. And it wasn't like it was only Haley Van Lith. There was some pretty suspect passes that I saw from Last Poa and from Michaela Williams, but Haley Van Lith is just a shooting guard. It is what it is. I think it would be best for LSU to just move on and go from there. Zakiah says, I think her height affects seeing over the press. Yes. Yeah. Especially in that third and fourth quarter, Haley Van Lith ended up getting out of the game because she got 4 fouls because she was trying to break the press and she just couldn't see over it, so she was just gonna try to go through the girl, and then got a charge called on her. But I think overall, like, just be the best shooting guard possible. You can make it in the WNBA as a small shooting guard. It's gonna be hard, but you can make it. Just do that. Yeah, y'all listen to Kyra. Kyra said lots of people here. Hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, please hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, seven turnovers for Hailey Van Lith. Her shooting I thought was fine. Like I thought Hailey's shooting was fine. She was 5 of 11, made some huge buckets when she needed to. It's just some of her decision making that was pretty suspect. Tennis Bite says they need to practice post entry a lot more. Yes, they do. They do. There was several times where Angel was calling for the ball, and yeah, she would get it, but the passes that she would get, sometimes they would lead to turnovers because I'm like, there's angles that you should be passing the ball. Like it's not like, okay, she's calling for the ball, so I'm just gonna throw it any kind of way. No, you have to pass it at the right spot. Maybe it's a bounce pass, maybe it's a chest pass, maybe it's a maybe you're going over the top with it. There's some decision making that you have to do when you're trying to get the ball to the post player to get them the most efficient shot possible. And, post entry passes is super important. Yeah, Ant says you get better with repetitions. Hailey Van Lith has been an off guard for 3 years. She's not going to be good at it this early. Yeah. I mean, yes, I do agree with that. But y'all, this is her last. I believe this is her last year of eligibility for women's college basketball. Like there is no other opportunity for her. So I don't think, this year is enough for her to transform into a point guard. So. Yeah, M says, can we talk about Michaela though? She ate. Yeah. Y'all, Michaela Williams, again, she is just showing y'all that she's not your average freshman. Michaela Williams had 20 points in this game, clearly outshined, everybody else on the court. She's just good. She's just really good. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. But there was a specific point in this game that I really want to highlight. So Michaela Williams, she drops her defender, and and she did one of those. She dropped her, and then she looked down and stared at her for a hot second. She stared at her for a hot second, and I was like, okay, all right, now I'm gonna shoot. Like it was so funny, y'all. I forgot exactly what point in the game it was, but like it was so funny that little drop. I'm gonna stare at you. And if you're going to stare at somebody after you drop them, you got to make the bucket. And she made the bucket. So, Michaela Williams, yeah, she's a true baller. She is a true baller. Yep, Williams, enough said. Yeah, enough said. Michaela's the truth, man. Michaela is the truth. Mr. Milton says Hailey Van Lith can return for another year. Actually, all LSU players can return for another year. Really? But Hailey Van Lith's a graduate student. I thought this was her 5th and final year. But yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if you're right, then great. She has another opportunity to get a little bit better. But. Oh, the highlight is on IG? Okay. Maybe I'll try to find it real quick and pull it up. But y'all, that play was amazing, y'all. It was so good. Because I don't know. I'm a fan of when players drop the defender and then they stare at him. Like, I think it's pretty hilarious. So shout out to Michaela Williams for balling today, and also shout out to her for really giving us a highlight reel, giving us a highlight reel for real. Yeah, Kelsey says Williams is full of confidence. Williams' jump shot is a beauty. Yep. Deity says Reese had 21 points. She definitely did not get outshined by Michaela. I thought overall Michaela did have a better game. Sure, Angel had one more point than Michaela, but I thought Michaela had a great game. Oh, shout out to David. David gave a super sticker. So the super sticker is a pair character jumping up and down and saying #1 fan. Well, thank you, David. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you, David. Yeah, thank y'all so much for the support. Let's see. Matthew says the NCAA should let the women be one and done, just like the men. So one and done actually has nothing to do with the NCAA. That's a WNBA thing. The WNBA has rules around the age that American-born players have to be when they go into the WNBA draft. So that has nothing to do with the NCAA. That's a WNBA thing. Drika says, off topic, which rematch would you rather have in March? LSU versus Iowa or South Carolina versus Iowa, and why? I would say Iowa versus South Carolina. Only because I really want to see that rematch. Because, both of these teams are like very different. Iowa doesn't have Monica Sanano, and South Carolina is way better from 3 than they were last year. So I would love to see that. Yeah. Vincent says Haley Van Lith has the opportunity to get better. Sheena says not Ole Miss best game, so I do see LSU dropping a couple in the coming weeks. They're not at the level of other top 10 teams. They'll be better next year. Yeah. Well, Ole Miss, I think this is one of their better, like one of their best games defensively. Offensively, yeah, they could have been better offensively, but I thought overall Ole Miss played way better than I was expecting them to play. And that's mainly because of their coach. Y'all, Coach Yo is an elite coach, and I feel like overall she doesn't get the respect that she deserves, but y'all, Coach Yo, she's not going to let you run over her team, Yes, it was a loss for Ole Miss, but shout out to them. They play some great defense. David is saying Flau'jae coming into her own, significant growth from freshman year. Yes. Okay. We're gonna talk about Flau'jae specifically for a little while. So Flau'jae Johnson is one of those players that doesn't necessarily get the shine of her other teammates this season. So Flau'jae, for the most part, has been very, very consistent for this team. It's been Michaela Williams and it's been Flau'jae Johnson, who's been extremely consistent. A player who can play both offensively and defensively, and she just does stuff that just doesn't really show up in the stat sheet. Like Flau'jae Johnson is a hustler. She's gonna have active hands on defense. We saw like a big block that she had at the end of the fourth quarter. Flau'jae Johnson, she just does stuff like that. She's a good defender, and on offense, she can make some noise. She can get to the paint. She can pass the ball if she needs to. She can shoot some jump shots. Overall, Flau'jae Johnson is an amazing player, and because of the players that she plays with, I feel like a lot of times she does get outshined. She does get outshined because she's just doing her job, and she does it very, very well. Very, very well. Ty says Flau'jae's blocking and hustle on defense. Yes, fire. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. She did really well today. She did really, really, really well today. Let's see. Yeah. Overall, David says Flau'jae equals Pippen. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I like Flau'jae. Oh, now I think that's a really good comparison. I think that's a good comparison. So Aubrey says Flau'jae reminds me of Kalia Copper. Yeah. I could see similarities. I could see similarities in their game. I could see similarities for sure. For sure. Ant says, sometimes I be wanting Flau'jae to be more aggressive. I haven't seen anyone that could guard her. Yep. Yeah. 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 The Flau'jae and Copper comparison is really good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mike. She does have a really good transition game. She really does. She really, really, really does. So overall, yeah, Flau'jae Johnson is great. She will. I think she'll continue to get outshined by her other teammates in terms of like publicity and whatnot. But Flau'jae Johnson, if LSU is going to make it far, it's going to be because of Flau'jae Johnson, because Flau'jae is amazing. All right, y'all. So I did just want to talk about that game today, because I really just wanted to shout out how well Ole Miss did in this game, even though they got the loss. I guarantee you, all coaches in the SEC was watching this game and they're studying it. Don Staley is studying it. You know, Mississippi State, they're studying it. Auburn, Alabama, all these teams are studying this game because that's how you play. That's how you're going to play and be successful against LSU. You're going to have some hard-nosed defense, especially at the guard position. Hard-nosed defense. And then you are going to do some traps for full court press. Like defensively, that seems to have worked today. So we'll see what happens as LSU continues SEC play. But yeah, I did just want to talk about that game real quick. But y'all, that wasn't it. So today, it wasn't just Ole Miss versus LSU, y'all, because we had a pretty sizable upset, I would say. A huge upset that I do want to talk about a little bit, though I haven't hadn't been able to watch like the full thing. I've seen the highlights about it, but let's talk about this NC State versus Virginia Tech game, y'all. Them Hokies took down the number 3 team in the country. So y'all, Virginia Tech beat NC State 63-62. Shout out to Elizabeth Kitley with the game-winning shot. Y'all, Virginia Tech, they're sort of like a hit or miss. Like, Virginia Tech is one of those teams that, Georgia Amore and Elizabeth Kitley are a great team, 100% a really good team. And it's like, you know how good they are, but they don't always play to the level that they are. And so I thought this game was really good. So, shout out to Coach Kenny for having his team get the dub and get the upset, y'all. Which is huge. So shout out to LSU, or not LSU, to Virginia Tech, for getting that dub. But y'all, this wasn't even the biggest. This wasn't even the biggest upset of the game, y'all. And the reason why this wasn't the biggest upset of them all is because, y'all, Arizona beat Utah. Yeah. Y'all heard me right. Arizona beat Utah, y'all. Like, I did not watch this game. I did not watch this game. But I'd say this, I'm gonna watch the whole thing tonight. I cannot believe the fact that Arizona beat Utah, y'all. Like, I'm just shocked. Did anybody watch this game live? Let me know if you did in the comments below. But yeah, looked like Peely had 18 points, 5 rebounds in this game. But Arizona. Dot said thought it was Arizona State. No, it's Arizona. Yeah, it was just regular Arizona versus Utah. Arizona won 71-70. Y'all, this went to overtime. So shout out to Arizona. I'm going to watch this game tonight, and I'll do a full recap about this game. I'll do a full recap tomorrow. So I won't go into that game because I need to actually really watch it and study it. But yeah, shout out to Arizona. Yes, Mike, I completely agree. Conference play is the best time of the season. I completely agree. Yeah, because conference play is the best thing about conference play is because you can kind of consider the early part of the season sort of as like a preseason of sorts. It's a time to sort of knock out all the kinks for your team. And then when conference play starts, it's time to compete. It's time to really, really compete. So shout out to them. Super chat from Aubrey. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Aubrey says, Quita, do you think the lack of size will hurt Utah in the long run? Yes. I do think it will hurt Utah in the long run, mainly because that wear and tear on Peely is a lot. It's a lot. Peely is the most dominant player on Utah, and she just gets beat up in the post. She just gets beat up. And if Alyssa Peely is not at is not, if Alyssa Peely is not at the top of her game, Utah is going to lose. So yes, I do think the lack of size will hurt Utah in the long run because all they have is Peely, and Peely is not big, So yeah, I would say yeah, it will hurt them in the long run. Yep. Yeah, Mika, I agree. Love conference play time. And great games today. Yep. Yeah, Utah's struggling. Yeah, this is their second loss in a row for Utah. And, it hurts. It hurts to be a team that's dependent on one player. It really does. She is. Peely is the bread and butter for Utah. Facts. 100% facts. Yeah. There's been so many good games today, and y'all, I do just want to give y'all an update on some of the other games that happened today. So Colorado played Arizona State. Colorado beat Arizona State 81-68. South Carolina had conference play against Mississippi State. They beat Mississippi State. It was a final score of 85-66. Tennessee got the dub against Kentucky. And y'all, Rakia Jackson, she's been back for a little bit, but she's back to putting up some big numbers, y'all. She had 27 points in today's game. Rakia Jackson's looking good. She is looking good. But yeah, overall, guys, that is your update for today. We have a couple games that are happening right now. If y'all are not watching those, get to a TV and watch it if you can. We have Washington playing Stanford right now. Washington is losing. It's the score is 65-51. Stanford on top. We're in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. This is on the Pac-12 network. So if you don't have Fubo TV or something like that, you likely won't be able to watch that game. UCLA is currently playing Oregon State right now. Again, that's also Pac-12 play, 56-44. And what other games we got happening right now? We have Notre Dame, the Notre Dame game right now. Notre Dame is playing North Carolina. This is at Notre Dame. North Carolina is winning 24-21. So that is your update for today, y'all. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? I know we initially started talking about LSU for the stream. So is there any LSU things, anything else LSU related that y'all want to talk about? Again, LSU got the dub 84-73, but I did want to give a huge shout out to the way Ole Miss played today. I thought they played very well. And they for sure deserve a lot of praise for it. Like that was a really good game that they played. But yeah, is there anything else? Is there anything y'all want to talk about? Anything y'all want to talk about? Let's see. Oh, thanks again, Aubrey. Thank you. Aubrey says, I think Kitley has to find ways to score besides that fadeaway. Isn't going to work in the WNBA. I'm just saying. Yeah. So let's talk about Elizabeth Kitley. Let me take off this graphic. We're not going to talk about LSU anymore. All right. So let's talk about Elizabeth Kitley. So Elizabeth Kitley has one move that she goes to a lot, which is the fadeaway. And that fadeaway works. It looks good. It works. It really does work in college. However, she needs more if she's going to actually make it into the WNBA. Like, yes, Elizabeth Kitley can put up numbers, and when it comes to the college game, she's towards the top for post players. But, y'all, the WNBA is very different than college. Very, very different. There's been lots of players in the past who have been very good in college, but have struggled in the WNBA. And I think that Kitley needs more in her bag than just one type of shot. I think we need to see a little bit more aggressiveness in the paint for her. And that's something that I haven't totally seen. The strength that she needs to be able to go body to body with a Jonquel Jones or Asia Wilson or I don't know, pick a big in the WNBA. Uh, I think it's she's gonna severely struggle against W bigs because they're not gonna let you just get that fadeaway. You know, you're gonna have to have more in your bag than just that fadeaway. So I'm just saying. Finisher says, actually, the fadeaway is going to be a highly effective shot at the next level. What may suffer is her rebounding. So here's the thing. If all she has is that fadeaway shot, it will, in the WNBA, it will cease to be an effective tool. Because if you got one bag and that's all you got, and the opposing team knows that's all you got, they're going to defend against it. And they're gonna find a way to make that shot extremely difficult. So yes, having a fadeaway shot in general, that's a huge plus at the next level. But if that's the only shot that's the only real shot that you got, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So we need to see more from Elizabeth Kitley. Or otherwise, she's going to have a hard time in the WNBA. And honestly, it's fine if she does. You know, there has been a lot of players who it takes them a couple years. You know, maybe go overseas, get to the WNBA. We'll see if she makes training camp and whatnot. If she does and it actually makes the roster during the regular season, we'll see. Maybe she'll probably ride the bench or something like that. And then it really will her development really will come, in my opinion, when she goes overseas. If she goes overseas, after her rookie year in the WNBA, because I feel like that is the time where you really develop. That's the time. Yeah, Finisher says the WNBA is not a playtime league. Yeah, everyone knows her shot. Yeah, she will struggle rebounding. Yep. Yeah, she's gonna be falling a lot in the WNBA because them girls are strong. Them girls in the WNBA are strong. So. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, as always, I'm rooting for her to be successful. I really am. But from what I've seen so far in college, she is a phenomenal college player. Like, this is not me, saying that she's not. She's a phenomenal college player. But to take it to the next level in the WNBA, I'm not convinced. I'm not. Sure, she'll be drafted likely in the first round, and she'll be drafted high for sure. But it's a similar thing to Angel Reese. Like, you just need a little bit more in your bag. You need a little bit more in your bag in order to really get some playing time in the WNBA. And I think that's a fine that's fine criticism. Great player in college. Needs more for the WNBA. Michael says, agree with your Kitley take. Cheyenne Parker, Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Boston, and Alyssa Smith, Twin Towers in Dallas. There are a lot of good / strong bigs in the WNBA. Facts. Yeah. The WNBA is grown women. Yes. Brie Wayne. The Pac-12 is really tough. Yeah, look at the top 25. Look at the top 25, y'all. The Pac-12 and the SEC are dominating this year. Dominating. Braxton says, what will be your top 5 tomorrow if UCLA wins? I'm not sure. I haven't totally thought about it, so I don't want to just blurt out something now. But yeah, not sure. Art Dog says WNBA is really tough to break into for all but the elite players. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is tough. It is very tough because, again, there's only 12 teams. There's only 12 teams. So it's tough for players, and I think really the key for future development is to, tell your college coaches that, hey, I want to play in the WNBA. Can you connect me with some WNBA players, in the off season who can help me develop further, and then during your college season, working on that stuff, working on your post moves, working on your dribbling, working on your jump shot, all that stuff is super important. Let's see. Thank you, Aubrey. Aubrey with another super chat. Aubrey says, "What are your thoughts on Tanaya Latson?" I mean, she's a good player. I will be truly honest with y'all. I have not watched a ton of Florida State play this year. I've watched some games. Tanaya is good. I don't have a deep dive on Tanaya, but I can. I can do a deep dive on Tanaya. So yeah, sorry, Aubrey. I don't have a ton to say right now, but maybe I'll do a deep dive on Tanaya and talk about her play this year, because overall she's been extremely good, like extremely good, and she's one of those players who again, young player, she's not a freshman. Think she's a sophomore, but she's a dog on the court. She can score the bucket. But I don't other than the fact that she's really good, I don't have that much to say right now, but I can do a deep dive on her. Yeah, y'all be like Kyra and hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. That would be awesome. We got 152 people in the chat, and only 77 likes. So if I can ask y'all, if y'all haven't liked this video, if you can please like it. It would be great if we can get to 100 likes for this video. That would be amazing. So if y'all can hit that like button, that would be awesome. Braxton says Angel needs to use her extra year, and not for NIL, but to develop more. I mean, she can do both, continue to make whatever money, she can make for NIL and also use the time to develop. Like today I was very happy to see the Angel Reese shot. She shot, it was one jumper, I believe, that she shot outside the paint. And, I was so happy to see it, because that's what we need to see from Angel Reese. We know that she can score in the paint, but can you get some jump shots? Because that's what she's going to need when she goes to the WNBA. You need to be able to pull away from the basket and still be able to score. So yeah, hopefully she does use that extra year. We'll see. T Miller says players do grow a lot overseas. Facts. I agree with you. Taylor Soule looks like a completely different player overseas since I've last seen her play. Yeah, I'm rooting for Taylor Soule. She was on the Chicago Sky for a bit this past season. So shout out to Taylor Soule. Yeah, going overseas is very, very helpful. Extremely, extremely helpful for players. Art Dog says Angel Reese is taking the mid-range jumper more, so I think she's starting. Yeah, she's trying. She's trying. Bree Wayne says, what do you think about Morrow's play? I thought today she was okay. There were several times where I was like, Anissa, what are you doing? Like there was I believe it was like two fouls. They were both against 3-point shooters, and I was just like, what? Like some of the decision making that she was making on defense, where there were some times where she looked lost, and she wasn't like, there were times where like she could compete for the rebound and she didn't. And overall, I would say this was a not so great game for Anissa Morrow. She's fine. Like I think she'll be better the next game, but she just seemed off today. Defensively, she was off, and offensively, she was off as well. But I did. Was that in the first quarter? I did like that 3-pointer that she shot, and I like the fact that she is comfortable shooting 3-pointers, because that's something that Anissa Morrow needs. You know, they're trying to make her into a small forward, and for the WNBA, she needs to be a small forward, right? So I think that it's good for her to be a lot more comfortable from the 3. So I'm glad that she's shooting that. She only shot 2 of those, made 1. But I like that piece of her game. But overall, I just thought she seemed off today. She seemed kind of off. But I think she'll be fine the next game. So yeah, that's my thought about Anissa. Let's see what else y'all got to say. Let's see. Kelsey, against about Tanaya Latson, says Latson's ability to control her core in the air is valuable. She's a smart gal too. Let's see. Kyra says, I'd like to see Angel work with a coach outside of LSU to develop more, only because I believe what Alexis Morris said about Mulkey's program, not preparing her for the WNBA. She's trying to win, not W prep. Yeah, and I think it's possible to do both. Like I think it's possible to win games and also prep your players for the next level. But yeah, it like I would love to see this off season if Angel Reese connects with a W post player and just says, hey, please teach me. I want to be successful in the WNBA. Please teach me the stuff that I need to know to get to that point. And she spent her entire offseason just doing whatever, the WNBA player tells her to do. Like I think it would be helpful to seek help from WNBA players. Knox's News says, I'm late to the live, but how about them Gamecocks? Well, your Gamecocks are looking good, man. Your Gamecocks are looking good. With a really, really solid dub for SEC play. So, yeah. Simone Augustus and Sylvia Fowles, LSU legends, can't help with development. Yeah, well, in Angel Reese's case, I think the Sylvia Fowles case makes a lot more sense. But yeah, if Angel can connect with Sylvia Fowles and have Sylvia teach her, like that would be huge. That would be absolutely huge, y'all, because we know how great of a career Sylvia Fowles had in the WNBA. Like Big Sil, like everyone loves Sylvia Fowles. Not only because she was a great person, but also on the court, that lady could ball, y'all. She could absolutely ball. I think free agency. Oh yeah. Free agency starts soon. I can pull up. I believe I made a video about it in the past, but I forgot the exact date. For free agency. But yeah. So January the 21st. So on January the 21st is when the free agency period starts. That's when teams are able to start negotiating with free agents. So, but players cannot ink any deals until February the 1st. So they can start conversations on the 21st of January, and then they can actually start signing stuff on the 1st of February. Terry says, Reese is a hustle player, got no business shooting jumpers, but in order to make it in the WNBA, she needs a jump shot. She does. If she never develops one, I don't see how she has a long career in the WNBA. She needs a jump shot. She 100% needs a jump shot. Hello there, says, I'm worried about Anissa when she's up against SEC posts. She's been cooking against mid-major posts. Yeah. I mean, again, she looked off today. So I'm just chalking that up to a bad game. We'll see how she continues to play. But overall, y'all, Anissa Morrow is fire. Like she is very good. Anissa Morrow is very, very good. So what up, honestly? Honestly said, what it do, Q and awesome people of the internet. How y'all doing, awesome people of the internet? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Let me know in the chat, y'all. What has been the best moment of this weekend of women's college basketball? Let me know in the chat what has been your favorite moment so far. KA says finally caught one of your lives. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you were able to catch it. Honestly, we talked a little bit about that game. The fact that Arizona beat Utah in overtime. Huge win for Arizona. I personally did not watch the game yet. So after this stream, I'll watch it. Tomorrow we have a new episode of Women's Basketball Weekly. And I will have a full recap of that Utah-Arizona game in tomorrow's show. So yeah, we talked about it briefly, but I gotta watch it. Keisha said, girl, it wasn't that deep. Stop it. What wasn't deep? Yeah, please explain, Keisha. What wasn't deep? Hello there says, if you were Coach Moki, would you give Haley one more start to see if she cleans it up? Or I think I probably would. Yeah. I don't think it'll change anything, but it's clear that Haley Van Lith really, really wants to be a point guard. So I would, if I'm Kim Mulkey, I would give her as many chances as possible. But I would have Poa on the ready to be quick to come off the bench early in the game. So, I would probably start Haley Van Lith the next game at point guard. Only because, Haley Van Lith came to LSU because she wanted to be a point guard. And so I think if you're Moki, you're going to try your best to make that work. So maybe it means just starting her at the start of each game and then quickly bringing in last year Poa, off the bench. But we'll see. I will say it'll be interesting how we continue to see LSU sort of develop over time. So today, the only bench players who played for LSU was last year Poa and Aaliyah Del Rosario. So will that limited of a roster, will that help LSU down the line, especially as they play tougher SEC competition? It's gonna, it's going to hurt them a little bit, the fact that they only have two players coming off the bench. But we'll see how Kim is able to expand that bench play. Oh, Keisha is saying y'all need to stop hating on LSU. I mean, I don't think people are really hating on LSU, or at least I may not be catching all the comments, but I'm not really seeing any hate. It's just there's stuff they need to improve on, and that's okay. Even with that, they're still second in the SEC will likely finish the year second in the SEC, will go extremely far in the tournament, likely, the Elite Eight, Final Four, that type of thing. LSU is a great team. They have a lot of great players, but they have some stuff they need to work on, and that's okay. We can acknowledge both. We can acknowledge the fact that they are extremely good and extremely talented, and still have players that still need to work on stuff. And I think that's fine. I think both can exist. Yeah, Nolan. What a terrific afternoon. Yeah. Art Dog says Reese isn't tall by WNBA standards. She'll definitely need a jump shot. Yeah, so that's why I think she needs a jump shot, is because of her height. If Angel Reese was as tall as like Camila Cardoso, she probably doesn't need a shot. It doesn't matter, She could just stay at the basket. But the fact that she is not that tall, I think she needs to develop a shot. Hey, Earlis. How y'all doing? Emma's wondering, who do y'all have winning, UNC or Notre Dame? I have Notre Dame, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. Let me do a live game score check for y'all. We're in the third quarter. North Carolina is winning 31, Notre Dame 29. So, actually, nope. Now it's 32-31 right now. Notre Dame on top. Citron is back, y'all. Sonia Citron is back. She just hit a 3. Let's see. What else is the what else do we have to talk about? I mean, if we don't have much else to talk about, guys, I think we could probably call this stream quits. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to just come on here and just let y'all know about some of the games that have happened so far. Overall, a really good game of women's basketball. Again, a really good game of women's basketball. It's like every weekend we're seeing some big games. Every single weekend. Oh, was she? I think she played like less than a minute. But yeah, technically, yeah, she did come in the game, I think. Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? M is saying that M thinks that Baylor should be number 3 when the top 25 comes out tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't thought too much about the top 25, mainly because there's still games happening. So I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure. RC said better late than never. What up, RC? What up? Oh, thank you, Aubrey. Appreciate you, Aubrey. Aubrey says, Quita, I think Del Rosario and Reese could use Sylvia Fowles' expertise as far as post play. Facts. Yeah, that'd be huge. That would be absolutely huge. She is an alumni. So maybe there's already a connection that she has with the program. And so that would be huge and especially for Aaliyah Del Rosario, especially for her, like that would be absolutely huge. If there's a way for, the seasons you can't necessarily do a that much improvement during the season. But once the season's over, if LSU is able to get Sylvia Fowles to come and work with their post players, like that would be huge. With Del Rosario, with Angel Reese, that would be absolutely huge. One more super chat from Audrey. Thank you, Audrey. Audrey says, glad I was able to catch one, even though it's the end. Thank you so much for joining, Audrey. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Brian. Y'all doing a super chat bonanza. Brian says, LSU needs to improve on defense. They do. They do. They 100% do. Adrian says, how do you think Kitley would handle Reese? You mean on defense? I think she could handle herself pretty well. Now, here's the thing, though. I think Angel would get her in severe foul trouble because Angel Reese knows how to get a foul call. She knows how to get a foul call. So, yeah, I think she'd get Kitley in foul trouble. But without fouls being an issue, I think Kitley would dominate on the offensive end. Just like she dominated South Carolina on the offensive end. Like Kitley's next level. She's next level. Mike says coach has been talking up fouls, adding a statue of her outside the PMAC. They're doing that? They're adding Sylvia Fowles' statue? That's awesome. If that's the case, that is amazing. I love that. Oh, shout out to Adrian. Adrian with the super chat. Says thanks, Quita. Well, thank you, Adrian. Thank you so much for giving that super chat. Appreciate y'all. Oh, super chat from Nolan. Thank you so much, Nolan. Nolan from Canada. Appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate that. Y'all, if y'all don't know, today this morning I dropped a video about Skylar Diggins-Smith in Indiana and the fact that Indiana doesn't actually want Skylar Diggins-Smith on their team. So I talk about that in a video today. So if y'all haven't watched that, please make sure to watch that video. RC said making them rain on them. Well, you know the rest. Appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate y'all. Okay, there's a campaign going for a foul statue. That's awesome. That is awesome. Whoa, Michael has joined the trend. Thank you so much, Michael, for that super chat. I appreciate it. Ooh, Audrey, I think you're right. Audrey says, I think LSU's main drawback right now is that they don't make extra passes. Teams like Baylor, South Carolina, Texas make that extra pass for easy buckets. LSU equals individual stats and trying to get free throws. I see that LSU is they're trying to play more like a team. Like, for example, if you saw there was a lot of times today where Angel Reese was making that she was making the extra pass quite a bit. I think for LSU it's about connecting the dots and it's about not just making that pass, but you know, I don't know. It's making the smart pass. There were times when they would attempt to make a pass and it would end up in a turnover. Like there's a vision. There's court vision that is still needed on this LSU team, in my opinion. Shakim, thank you so much for the super chat. Shakim says, I think South Carolina is going to boat race LSU. LSU's time will come. Then UConn is next. What are your thoughts on those games? Yeah, I'm excited for LSU versus South Carolina. I am excited about South Carolina versus UConn. I think the LSU versus South Carolina is going to be way more competitive than the South Carolina versus UConn game. I think UConn is, they're not the team they used to be. They're not even the team they were at the beginning of this year. So I think South Carolina is going to wipe the floor with UConn in my opinion. But I do think that the LSU South Carolina game is going to be way more competitive. Let's see. All right, y'all. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about before we drop the live today? Yeah, I agree. Ole Miss are not pushovers. Their defense is top in the country. Yes. It has turned up. Yeah. We saw that quite a bit today. Angel Reese was looking to pass the ball. I think she's trying to show people that, she's not a selfish player. She's a player who is looking to get her teammates involved, and she did that today. So, you gotta acknowledge that, and you gotta give her credit for that, because, there were times where I was like, man, you could have just shot that yourself instead of passing the ball, but she's trying to build chemistry with her teammates, and that's smart. That's smart for a leader to do that, because she knows that it's going to get tough towards the end of the season, and she's going to have to rely on her teammates, and so she's trying to build some rapport with her teammates. So, I think that's great. Shout out to Angel Reese for her passing game, and for improving on that. Because that's for sure a piece of her game that, I tend to not really look at, but today she was doing her thing, and she has been doing her thing, trying to pass the ball more. She had 4 assists in today's game. She had more passes, but we'll see. All right. Let's see. Mika says Poa does great with getting those charges. Facts. Where y'all watching the game at? What game are you talking about? Are you talking about the game that's happening right now, the North Carolina versus Notre Dame game? That is happening on ESPN2 right now. Notre Dame is beating North Carolina 38-35. This is a very, very, very low scoring game. Hannah has 15 points. Deja Kelly is struggling. 2 of 10 from the field with 4 points. Let's see. Oh, guys, I'm getting a call. So I will have to end the stream here because I'm getting a phone call, and I will talk to y'all later. It's been awesome. Thank y'all so much for joining the stream. Yeah, this was an impromptu one. So I'm glad y'all rocking with me. I will talk to y'all tomorrow when we have a very special episode of Women's Basketball Weekly. So I will see y'all then. Until next time, guys. Bye, y'all.